Hello and welcome to Knights at the Game Table. I'm Ryan Kelly and I'll be your announcer this evening. We're here at WarGamesCon 11 in Austin, Texas, where Eve's Necrons will be defending their title against Adam's White Scars. It's undying robots versus unrelenting assault. Who's gonna win? Watch the episode to find out. And don't forget, you can be entered into our monthly draw to win a Start Collecting box of your choice by sharing this video and commenting down below to let us know you have. While you're working on that, we'll get the game started.
Hey guys, this is Eve here. I will be playing Necrons today again. Surprise. My army consists of 2 units of Tomb Blades, a unit of Destroyers with a Heavy Destroyer in them, Catan Deceiver, and a Cryptek. So I put the Heavy Destroyers on objective 2, that gives them a cover as well, because we previously agreed that kind of like hiding in those trees will provide cover for the units. And I put Cryptek kind of like in the middle of them as well too, just because he gives them invulnerable saves, which is great, and boosts their reanimation protocol, which is a key. Then I put Catan Deceiver kind of in the middle. I always do that as my first deployment trait because I'm gonna use Grand Illusion anyway, so he's gonna move regardless. So I always put them like in the middle of everything, like come at me, bro, you know. And I put a unit of Tomb Blades next to objective number 1, just again in case if my first card will be hold objective 1, I'll be boom already holding it. And I put the third unit kind of like across the board, reaching towards objective 3. Most likely that unit will use the Grand Illusion because I get these 3 units, so at least 1 more unit will go with the Deceiver. So we'll see, I might rearrange once the game starts.
Hello, Knights at the Game Table. Today I am bringing the brand new White Scars. We were lucky enough to be sent this ahead by Games Workshop. At the time of you watching this, however, you should already be able to get your hands on one of these, but it gave me time to design a brand new army utilizing some of the new stratagems and warlord traits. I am bringing a Khan on bike who's been given the Relic Lance, which means he always has a Strength 8 weapon, which is going to be awesome. I've got a squad of scout bikers that are functioning as his bodyguard. These guys have Astartes shotguns, and the sergeant has a Thunderhammer. I've also got a regular bike squad with 2 melter guns and a combi melter that I'm going to be using to hopefully do some damage to these Necrons. And then my 3 troop choices, I've got some intercessors with bolt rifles that are going to be using the new stratagem to double rapid fire. I've got a squad of infiltrators to deny her deceiver move, which I know Eve loves to do. And then my last troop choice is a squad of scouts with sniper rifles that hopefully are going to pick off that Cryptek. I've also taken a squad of eliminators, which are snipers that don't need line of sight because Eve likes hiding her Cryptek. And then lastly, but by no means least, I have the brand new drop pod rules going active in this game, where the drop pod can now turn up on the first turn. And inside I have a squad of guys with the heavy grav cannon. These guys will be unloading some serious firepower when they first hit on the board. And lastly, I've got the Phobos Librarian, who is able to set up a head, so all of his psychic powers are in range, and he's going to be able to turn off Eve's Overwatch.
So my biggest advantage of this round is my awesome Gauss guns. They get like some good AP minuses to penetrate his guys, plus the speed too. I can move across the board quite fast to get to objectives and get kind of like flanking him from different sides. The thing I'm most worried about, I actually, we playtest this army at home before, and there is a troop of guys with like some heavy guns that are inside the drop pod. They do some damage, they will hurt. So once a drop pod deploys, that will be my first target, is to just annihilate them as soon as possible.
My army's biggest strength are heavy grav cannons inside a drop pod. That is a unit that she cannot shoot until it fires. It's got 16 shots at strength 5, rerolling failed wounds, rerolling failed damage. That is my pièce de résistance. My biggest weakness is the fact that my men don't like getting shot by guns that have AP -3, which sadly is her entire army.
So Adam, just like the same game that we played at home, I'm gonna kick your ass here as well too. This time it's gonna be publicly on the channel though, so everyone will see you fail. And you know, white Marines, blue Marines, black Marines, I don't care, they're all going down. My Xenos at best.
What I have to say to my opponent is this. Every single time that we design a new army on the channel, we have this metric at Knights of the Game Table. It's, can it be Eve's Necrons? And so we always design armies that potentially can beat Eve's Necrons. I am hoping that what I have here is an army that can beat Eve's Necrons. We'll find out.
Today's mission is Tactical Cascade, a Maelstrom of War mission from Chapter Approved 2018. Each player starts with 2 tactical objectives of their choice. Each player then generates 2 objectives for each one scored in the previous round. This mission uses acceptable casualties, meaning that tabling your opponent will not end the game. There's also bonus negative points for Burden of Command at the end of the game. There will be bonus points for Slay the Warlord, First Strike, and Linebreaker.
I finished going first because my army is fast and efficient, so I'm gonna get +1 on my initiative roll. So let's see. I got 5.
Here's a 6.
Nope.
Oh, I missed.
Jeez, I hope you aim
6.
better in the game.
Ah, it's a 1.
Perfect. We'll try a contest.
I'm going to try and seize it on a 6. No.
For Eve's first turn, she generated Area Denial, an easy score on the first turn, and Supremacy, which with her forces spread, should also be an easy grab.
In my moment phase, I used Grand Illusion, and I rolled up to 3 units, but actually I didn't really need to move the whole 3 of them, because again, my plan is to get Supremacy on 3 objectives, so they're kind of good where they are. All I did was move up my 2 blades towards objective 3, so they're actually holding it right now. And then I got my Deceiver up in the middle again. I teleported him, I had to teleport him 12 inches away from his troops, from his units, but then I advanced him for 11 inches to get in the middle of everyone and just spill some mortal wounds around. So I'm going to start with my Katana ability. I'm going to use Cosmic Fire, which lets me spill some mortal wounds within 9 inches of him. On a 4-up, they will be able to suffer these 3 mortal wounds. And that includes the unit of bikers, these white dudes, this guy, brown guy, and 2 squads of snipers as well. So let's do some damage, guys. Alright, we're gonna start with the squad of the closest guys to you. No, they don't get any. You could change my dice because I'm superstitious. Alright, then I'm gonna use the guy in the brown cloak. No, he doesn't get any. God damn, Kachan, don't let me down. Alright, snipers, get some. Nothing. Alright. Come on, another squad of snipers in there? No! Oh my god! Just 1s and 2s! What is going on? Alright, the squad of bikers, come on guys! Wow! Nothing! This is horrible!
Sorry, babe.
Holy moly! Wow! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5! 5 squads, not a single 4. This is horrible. Alright. I'm gonna have my destroyers shoot one of those white guys. I don't know which troop is which, but like the closest one to me.
So in response, I'm going to use 2 command points to trigger the new stratagem, Transhuman Physiology, which means that wound rolls of 1s, 2s, and 3s do not hurt Space Marines.
Right, well, in that case, I'm going to spend like 1 command point, that's cheaper, and I'm going to have the Extermination Protocol for destroyers. So I'm going to reroll all failed wounds and hits and wounds in return. Alright, all regular ones shooting first, hitting on 3s, but rerolling fails. Rerolls. Alright, that's all missed. Cool. What's the toughness of you guys?
4.
4. Alright, my strength is 6. Alright, I need 3s.
4s. Wounds, 1s, 2s, and 3s all have
Oh,
failed.
that's right. I need 4s now. But I'm rolling all fails, which is great. So let's see. Woo!
Ah.
Nice. Perfect, plus all of this. So it's 12 save at -3.
Okay, so 12 saves of 6 up. 1's alive with 1 wound.
It's D3 each.
They're dead.
Okay, perfect. Alright, I'm gonna now shoot a squad with my 2 blades, squad of 6, into some of the other soft-hearted guys. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s, this unit. Right? You only gave it to 1 unit, right? Wounding on 3s. And, okay, 8 saves.
So 8 saves of 4 up. So that is 2 wounds. 1 guy died.
At the end of Eve's turn 1, she scored 3 points for Supremacy, 2 points for Area Denial, and 1 point for First Strike. That makes the score 6-0, Eve's favor. Starting off Adam's turn 1, he copied Eve's Supremacy, which will lead to a model on every objective. and area denial, which will also be easy since there are no objectives near the center of the board.
So at the end of my movement phase, I advanced my Khan on bike towards the Catan. I moved up my scouts, but did not advance them, so that way I can still fire with them. I moved up my bikers, rolled for advance, got a 1, used the command point to roll again to get a 5, so that they could get within melter range of the Devastators. And then the very last thing I'm going to do is drop my drop pod down with the heavy grav cannons. In my second phase, I'm going to cast one of the new powers from the Storm Speaking Discipline from my Librarian. This is Storm Wreathed. This is a charge value of 6, which I get on a 6, and that means the destroyers... No, I used the wrong power. Spirits of Chorgis. I said the wrong name. So it's called the Spirits of Chorgis. But you get -1 to hit and -1 leadership. For my second power, I'm just going to cast Smite, which is going to go off against the Catan. Goes off on an 8. It's D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. So first off, I'm going to have my 4 snipers in my scout squad shooting against her Cryptek. They're hitting on 3s and re-rolling 1s because they're near the Khan. Turns into 3 hits. They are strength 4 against toughness 4. So I'm wounding on 4s, but 6s inflict mortal wounds. 2 wounds. No AP on the Cryptek.
2 wounds, 3 up. 1 goes.
Okay, he takes 1 wound. So my eliminators are going to be firing against her Cryptek now. These guys are going to be using the Mortis round. So they're hitting on 3s and I'm re-rolling 1s. So that's 2 hits so far. These are strength 5 against toughness 4, so I'm wounding on 3s, and 6s inflict mortal wounds. That is a 6 and a 4. So that's 2 wounds and 1 mortal wound. And then you've got 2 wounds at -2.
2 save 5 up. 1 goes through.
How many lives does he have left? He's got 1 life left?
Yeah.
It's D3 wounds though. So he had 2? Yes, 3 wounds. Oh, that's key. My Devastators are going to shoot her destroyers. Now, because of the new Space Marine Codex, their AP -3 weapons are heavies, which makes them AP -4 in the first turn of the game. And I've turned off her invulnerable save. That completely turns off their saves, except for the fact that they're in cover. I've got 4 heavy grav. One of them's hitting on 2s because of the Signum, so we'll roll him first. And I re-roll 1s because I'm within 6 inches of the Khan. So this guy's hit. Now the other 3 are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. So only 1 failed. That gives me 15 hits. Now I've spent a command point to allow me to re-roll fail wounds and fail damage. So this is going to give me a significant amount of wounds, hopefully. Strength 5 against toughness 5. I'm wounding on 4s. Oh, that wasn't so good. 10 saves at -4.
Watch 10 6s. Not even gonna look. You don't save? Oh my goodness. Alright, well 2 saved. That's great. Right?
D3 wounds.
God damn it.
Re-rolling any I want. So I'll pick up these 2s. There we go.
Alright, so how many that all?
Okay, they're 3 wounds each. 4 dead.
So he's gonna die. Perfect, there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the 3 melter guns into the Catan. So these guys are hitting on 4s because they're advanced. It's 1 hit. Strength 8, toughness 7, wounding on a 3. 1 wound, 1 save at -4. Okay, so D6 damage. 5. I forgot about my Stormbolter shots into the destroyers as well. So he's got 2 shots hitting on 3s, 2 hits, wounding on 5s. 1 save at no AP.
Unsafe, throw. Ah, failed.
1 wound. My scout bikers are going to fire their bolt guns into the destroyers and the shotguns into the Catan. So that gives me 12 shots into the destroyers with bolt guns, and then that will give me 6 shots into the Catan with shotguns. So first of all, these are going into the destroyers. Hitting on 3s, rolling 1s. Winning on 5s. 4 more saves, no AP.
2 goes through.
2 more wounds. Shotguns, these are hitting on 3s, rolling 1s. Wounding on 5s, 2 wounds, no AP.
Grab safe.
Into Catan.
Saved.
Nice. So this squad are going to shoot into the Tomb Blades. I've actually got 8 shots rapid fire, and then I'm going to fire a crack grenade as well. Okay, so first for the bolt rifles, these guys are hitting on 3s. 4s actually, because I get -1 to shoot you. They're wounding on 5s. And then, 1 wound at AP -1. Cool. And then the grenade hits on a 3. Hits, wounds on a... Oh, then it misses. I'm going to charge my Warlord in the katana. 7, he makes it. And then I'm going to charge the scouts into it as well. 7, they also make it. I'm going to start with my Warlord. One of my Warlord's Warlord traits is the one that gives him +1 strength and +1 attack when he charges. He normally has 4 attacks. He gets +1 for being a Space Marine that charges, and +1 for the Warlord trait. That gives him a total of 6 attacks on the charge. And they're hitting on 2s with the Relic. That is 6 hits. Currently, he's strength 4. The +1 strength puts him to strength 5, times 2 because the Relic gives him a strength of 10. Toughness 7, so I'm wounding on 3s. That's 5 wounds. You got 5 saves at -3.
3 goes through. He's dead. Alright, 4 up to blow up. Let's see. No.
Ho ho ho.
There you go.
Awesome. Eve has a morale check to make on the destroyers. 10, you're good.
10. No, I'm good.
You're good.
Concluding Adam's turn 1, he scored Supremacy for 2 points, Area of Denial for 3 points, and Slay the Warlord for 1 point, tying up the score 6-6. What a bloody first turn. Eve missing those mortal wounds from her Catan really did not help, especially after losing the model in Adam's turn. Entering her turn 2, Eve generated Defend Objective 6, which is covered by Adam's snipers, Secure Objective 5, which Adam's drop pod is currently on, Secure Objective 2, which should be an easy score for Eve's remaining destroyer, and Kingslayer, meaning she has to focus down Adam's con on a bike.
So in my remission protocol, I was only able to bring 1 destroyer back, which better than none, but we'll see. Gotta keep him alive for sure this time. And then I moved a squad of red 2 blades towards the middle of happening over there. Just because you gotta reach objective 6 and might as well just like get it within that rapid fire range and just unleash stuff into it. As well as my blue squad, they're gonna move around the drop pods so that those heavy guys cannot see them, and secure 55 hopefully as well. So my 2 blades are gonna fire now, and I'm gonna split fire, which I tend not to do, but in this situation I have to. 10 of my shots are gonna go in this squad, 10 of my shots are gonna go in this squad of bikers. So let's start with the regular, not biker guys, the walkie guys, the white walkers, how we call
The
them.
White Walkers.
Alright, hitting you on 3s.
Cool.
Come on, guys. And hurting you on 3s as well. Crap. 4 saves at -3 AP.
4 saves to 6.
Still make it?
Wow, 2 dead.
Yeah. Let's do the same in the bikers now. Let's do 3s and need 4s for you because you're strength 5. Okay, 4 saves -3 AP.
4 saves of 6. 3 dead. Well, 3 wounds.
Yeah.
2 wounds and 1 wound.
Alright, destroyers are shooting in that squad of bikers as well too then. So it's 1 regular one, 1 heavy. Hitting on 3s.
Yep.
And rolling once. Wounding on 3s. Boom. 2 saves -4 AP.
No saves.
Alright, do 3 wounds. 2. And then do 3 for another one. 2 as well.
Squad gun.
Okay. This squad of 2 blades, I'm gonna split fire as well. 3 of the 2 blades are gonna fire this squad, and another 3 are gonna fire this squad of snipers. 3 shooting on 3s. Wounding you on 3s as well. Alright, 7 saves at -3 AP on that guys.
On these ones?
Yeah.
Cool. 7 saves at minus
-3.
5 up.
How do you roll that good?
2
Only
went through.
2?
1 guy dead. Was that rule about splitting fire?
Alright. Korean snipers.
Toughness 4.
Yeah, whatever. Alright. 4 more saves at -2.
Good rolling as well.
-2 AP.
Minus
2.
-2. There's 2 squads of snipers. You got to pick which one you want to shoot. There's the ones that the 4 sniper rifles that have 1 wound each and the heavy bolter, or there's the 3 that have the powerful shots that killed your Cryptek. Those guys have 2 wounds each. The other guys have 1 wound each.
One with 1 wound each.
The one with 1 wound each?
4 saves.
Cool. So
-2.
3 up. So 5 up. Wow! 1 dead.
I don't usually do close combat, but I kind of got to. That squad of 3 guys with those scary guns are still alive, and if I don't lock them in, they're gonna shoot me very badly next turn. So I might as well just charge them. Getting shot from Overwatch is better than getting shot from his regular range anyway, so might as well just go for it. Alright, so Overwatch me.
Okay,
My
cool.
two guys charging you.
So I've got 12 shots against you. Cool, 1 hit. Wounding on a 5. On a 4, sorry, but it wounds anyway. 1 save at -4.
Okay, 5 up and mortal save them. No.
D3 wounds. 1 wound.
Alright, thank God that wasn't that bad. Alright, let's roll 2 charge.
Oh no, I think you're in range.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with
Yeah,
that
you're good,
range.
you're good, you're good. Bad, but you're good.
So I charge 4 inches.
Wow.
Just like here, and then I consolidate 3 inch, right?
Yep.
Okay. Winning on 4. Not as strong as you would think. Alright, 2 saves.
2 saves of
Nice.
3+. 2 made it.
Alright, they're
Fighting back, 3 attacks. But they're Space Marines, so in the first round of combat, they get an extra attack when they're charged. Wow! 6 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds, no AP.
Alright, 3 up save. 1 goes through.
1 wound.
Alright,
1 dead.
okay there. And I fool if I charge that squad as well, right there.
Because you forgot? Yeah, sure, no problem. Go for it.
Alright, Overwatch me then.
There are 3 guys left alive in that squad.
Yeah.
They can be 6 hits, hitting on 6s with their bolt rifles. 1 hit. Wounding on a 5. Nothing.
Alright. Jordan! Okay, 7. Should make it.
I've never seen you play this aggressive. It's pretty irritating, to be honest.
6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Come on, guys. Winning on 4s, right? Because that's 4. Alright, 2 saves.
3+. 1 save, 1 fail. I lose a wound.
What?
I can't believe you wrapped me with your freaking Tomb Blades. Each of my guys have 2 attacks standard, and they get 1 extra because they're Space Marines. This is everyone but the Sergeant. They're hitting on 3s because that's what they do in close combat. 4 hits, wounding on 5s. 1 wound, 1 save at no AP.
3 up. No.
Now the bad news, the Sergeant's gonna fight. He has a Thunder Hammer. So the Sergeant has 4 attacks. 3 naturally, 1 extra because it's the first turn of combat. He gets -1 to hit because it's Thunder Hammer. It's 2 hits. Strength 8, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, 2 saves at -3.
2 saves, 5 up and 1 go. Save!
Wow, double 6s.
In her second turn, Eve scored 1 point for secure objective 2, making the score 7-6 in Eve's favor. At the start of Adam's turn 2, he generated priority orders received, defend objective 5, meaning his con will have to pull back from the fight. Defend objective 6, which he should easily get. Secure objective 4, which is currently contested, and secure objective 1, which is not likely this turn.
At the end of my movement phase, I left the Intercessors where they were in close combat. I moved my Warlord to go and defend Objective 5 because he got told that's what he has to do, priority. My Snipers stayed exactly where they were. So my Librarian and Scout Squad on bikes moved up to take out the Destroyers because finishing them is going to be a key part to winning this game. If I don't kill them and she rolls 5s and 6s and brings them back to life, this whole game turns around. Eve, so first of all, I'm going to use my Librarian and cast the Storm Wreath power that turns off Overwatch. It goes off on a 6. Succeeds on a 6. So they don't have Overwatch. Destroyers, yeah. Next up, I'm going to cast Smite on the Destroyers. 6. It succeeds the Librarian right next to them. D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. So my Scout Bikers are going to shoot the Destroyer. These guys are hitting on 3s with their twin-link bolt guns. They got 4 shots each because they've got bolter discipline because they're on bikes. It's a lot of 2s, sadly. 5 hits. Strength 4 against toughness 5. These guys are winning on 5s. 3 saves at no AP.
3 saves, 2 up. All saved.
Cool. Now I've got 6 shotguns. These guys are hitting on 3s. It's actually 3 shotguns with 2 shots each. That's 3 hits, strength 5, toughness 5. So wounding on 4s. 2 saves, no AP.
Saves, 2 up.
Nice. Okay, so my Warlord is going to shoot with his rapid fire bolt gun into the Destroyers. 4 shots, hitting on 2s, rolling 1s. All hit. Wounding on 5s. 1 wound. Eve, 1 save, no AP.
Save.
Nice. Eve, I've got 3 pistol shots into the Tomb Blades, hitting on 3s.
That's going to hit.
Hitting on 4s, they all missed. Now I've got 3 Devastators shooting pistols there on 4s. 2 hits, wounding on 5s. 1 wound, no AP.
3 up. This guy?
Yeah, 1 wound.
Okay, 1.
I've got 4 snipers and a heavy bolter firing into the destroyer. 4 snipers from the scouts. Wait, one of the scouts is dead. Hitting on 3s. All hit. Wounding on 5s. 6s are mortal wounds. No wounds. Now I've got the mortis rounds. Hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. 6s are mortal wounds. 2 6s. That's 2 mortal wounds on the destroyer and 2 saves at -2.
Okay, 2 saves, 4 up. 1 goes through.
D3.
Doesn't matter.
1. Nice. Oh my gosh.
Alright.
Okay, that was a huge deal. Removing the destroyers completely changes this game, thankfully. Okay, that's the end of shooting with all my snipers. That moves us into close combat and the charge phase. My librarian is going to attempt to charge into these Tomb Blades. In order to succeed, he needs to roll a 7. With a 7.
Oh, 7.
Made it. Boom. I've got 4 attacks on my librarian in Phobos armor. He gets +1 attack on the charge. He hits on 3s. 5 attacks hitting on 3s. 4 hits. He's got a 4 sword, which is a strength of 4 against toughness of 5, winning on 5s. 3. 3 saves at -3.
3 saves, 5 up and roll. Alright, 2 goes through.
D3 damage each. 1 damage. 1 damage. That's the charges. Now I get to select which combat happens first. I'm going to select that one. So my guys have 2 attacks each now because it's not the first round of combat. The regular guys have Thunderhammers are hitting on 3s. All hit. Wounding on 5s. 3 wounds. It's crazy. 3 saves. No AP.
3 up. 2 all saved.
Now I've got 3 attacks for Thunderhammer hitting on 4s. 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. 1 hit. 1 save at -3.
5 up and roll. Nope.
No, 3 damage flat, so it kills the Tomb Blade.
When 2 bites of attack, just divide it. 1 save.
3 up. Failed. 1 dead. Fighting back, I got 2 guys hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s. No wounds. I fought back there. Yeah, you get to fight back there now.
5 attacks. Reinforce, right? So
Yep.
No, nothing.
Nothing?
Finishing off Adam's second turn, he scored 1 point for Secure Objective 4, making the score tied at 7-7. At the end of Battle Round 2, Eve took out a squad of bikes, but Adam finished off the destroyers and started laying some serious wounds on the Tomb Blades. For Eve's third turn, she carried over Defend Objective 6, Secure Objective 5, and Kingslayer. She also generated Defend Objective 4, which will be possible if she removes the Intercessors, and Overwhelming Firepower, which mixes well with Defend Objective 4.
But I'm gonna move into Reanimation Protocol to bring back my Tomb Blades. So I have 2 red squad and 1 from blue deck. So 2 reds first. Oh, 1 comes back. And 1 from blue doesn't. Alright, so 1 red guy is back. She's good, you know? Why wouldn't be? So my squad of red Tomb Blades left close combat, scooch around this whole drop pod thing to objective 5, and it's gonna shoot that his warlord in the back right now and hold the objective 5 and prevent him from securing objective 5 too. And then my squad of blue Tomb Blades left close combat, scoot around to secure objective 4 and shoot the other guys in the back as well too, because that's how I want to shoot in the back. Alright, let's fire some shots.
Go for it.
Cool, alright. Tomb Blades, red one's gonna fire first at your lords, hitting on 3s. Come on guys, you gotta finish this guy. Alright. Wounding on 4s. Come on guys. We can do it! Oh, alright, 4 saves at -3 AP for you, sir.
4 saves of 4 up, invulnerable.
Yeah.
1 wound.
And my blue squad's gonna shoot up those guys too. Hitting on 3s. Well, perfect. Hitting on 3s then. As well. 8 saves at -3 AP.
8 saves of -3 of 6. That's the squad. Bleh.
Concluding Eve's turn 3, she scored 1 point for overwhelming firepower and 1 for secure objective 5. Adam also scored defend objective 6 for 2 points. This keeps the score tied at 9-9. At the start of Adam's turn 3, he carried over secure objective 1 and priority orders received defend objective 5. He also generated secure objective 6, which is an easy grab, Kingslayer, which he will automatically score, secure objective 2, which will be easy to get, and secure objective 3, which is on the other side of the board.
At the end of my movement phase, I've advanced my scout bikes up to secure objective 1. I advanced my librarian and rolled a 5, which enabled him to move 11 inches to secure objective 2. My warlord staying exactly where he is, getting ready to shoot and charge. My heavy grav devastators moved in range to be able to shoot these tomb blades. My snipers stayed exactly where they are. I'm planning on getting a lot of victory points this turn. So my heavy grav are going to be shooting into the tomb blades. I have 8 shots. They get -1 to hit because they moved, and -1 to hit because tomb blades are evil. That means I'm hitting on 5s but rerolling 1s. That's still 5 hits. Strength 5 against toughness 5. I'm wounding on 4s. 4 wounds. 4 saves at -3 because my Devastator Doctrine isn't active anymore. I'm staying in my Tactical Doctrine this turn.
-3?
Yep.
So if I weapon vulnerable, they all failed.
Cool. D3 damage each. So that's 3 are dead automatically, 1's got 1 wound. So my Khan on bike is going to shoot with a Tomb Blade with his twin-linked bolt guns. He's hitting on 2s and rerolling 1s. It's 3 hits, wounding on 5s. No wounds. 3 sniper rifles first. These guys are hitting on 3s. It's 2 hits. They're wounding on 5s and 6s are mortal wounds. 1 wound, no AP.
1 wound, saved.
I've got a heavy bolter. 3 shots, hitting on 3s. Oh no, 4s actually because of your thing. 2 hits, wounding on 4s. 1 wound. 1 save, AP -1.
1 save for up.
1 wound on the last guy. Okay. So my 3 eliminators are going to shoot with mortis rounds into the tomb blades. 3 shots hitting on 4s. It's 3 hits. Strength 5, toughness 5, and winning on 4s. That's nothing.
At the end of Adam's turn 3, he scored 1 point for secure objective 2, 1 for secure objective 6, 1 for secure objective 1, and 3 points for Kingslayer. Eve also scored 2 points for defend objective 4. This brings the score up to 11-15 in Adam's favor. Starting off Eve's turn 4, she carried over defend objective 6, Kingslayer, and defend objective 4. She also generated assassinate, which puts a lot of heat on the Khan, and reclaim and capture, which is not possible given the amount of units Eve has left.
First, I'm gonna roll for reanimation protocol, and I have 1 guy from Blue Squad that might come back to life in 5 up. He doesn't. He still needs some time to rest. So movement phase is pretty easy. I only have 1 squad left, and they move turn to 4, drop it to 5 to make sure that Warlord does not score the priority orders, and also to shoot him in the face because he deserved it. Take him.
Yeah. Toughness 5.
Oh, toughness 5. That's right. Toughness 5. Alright, need 4s, 200. 6 saves at -3 AP.
Okay, you absolutely could kill me. 4 up and vulnerables. He takes 3 wounds. He's got 2 lives left.
I'm gonna charge him in close combat because screw it, it's my last squad. Who cares?
Rapid fire bolt guns. No hits.
Perfect. I charge. I'm like on 1 inch.
Go for it.
There's nothing you can do. I charged.
Yep, succeed.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just hunt you.
5 attacks.
Alright, hitting on 3s. Great. Turning on 5s because they string 4.
Two
2 saves.
2 saves with 4 up. 1 save. Passed. Failed. He's got 1 life left. Do you have a command point?
Yes, I do actually. I do. Let me reroll the hits.
1 of the fails.
No.
Bad luck. So my guy normally has 4 attacks, but he gets +1 to attack because you charged him. It's 5 attacks. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. All hit. He didn't charge, so he's just strength 8, so he's winning on 3s. Bad luck. That's only 2 hits. 2 saves at -3.
2 saves, 5 up.
D3 damage each. 2 damage, 2 damage.
At the end of her turn 4, Eve did not score any points, leaving the score at 11-15 in Eve's favor. For Adam's turn 4, he carried over Priority Orders Received, Defend Objective 5, and Secure Objective 3. He also generated Hold the Line, which will not be possible, and he generated Secure Objective 5, not once but twice, which is where all the fighting is taking place. Secure Objective 6, which will be an easy grab still, and Defend Objective 1, which will be possible if the game continues.
Cool, so at the end of my movement phase, my Librarian advanced to move towards the other side of the board in case I need to do anything, and my Khan on bike left close combat. So my heavy grav are gonna fire into Eve's Tomb Blades. 8 shots, they didn't move, so hitting on 3s. Because the Khan on bike is nearby. So that gives me 6 hits, wounding on 4s. That's 4 wounds. 4 saves at -3.
5 up, come on guys. Okay, 3 goes 3.
3d3 wounds. 3, 1 dead. 3, 1 dead. 1. 1's got 1 life.
That's hilarious.
So I'm gonna charge your Tomb Blade with my Warlord with 1 life.
Let's do it. Nothing.
Nice. He charges 7 inches. Gets into close combat again. He has 6 attacks on the charge. Hits on 2s, rerolling 1s.
Nah, whatever.
He has strength 10 on the charge. Wounding on 2s. 5 wounds at -3.
Alright, 5 wounds, 5 up guys, come on.
Got him.
Great game.
So at the end of the game, with Eve having no models on the board, and in this particular mission, acceptable casualties is in play, which means the game doesn't just end because of sudden death. I'll rack up an extra 11 victory points at the end of the game, putting my total to 26 against Eve. Good game, Eve.
Good game. Wow, great game. Not for me though, but for him probably. He finally learned how to play White Scars. Good for him. However, there's a few key elements, and just because Adam knows my army so well and the way I play, he kind of like, you know, cheated off because he knew my weaknesses, right? So him destroying my Cryptek was a big game changer, just because again, then my destroyers didn't have their invulnerable safe, and it's much harder for them to come back on remission protocol too. So that was a big key element. Next time I should have hidden him better with no line of sight from snipers. And also my big mistake was at the beginning of the game, I was out of range a lot because I went for scoring objectives, and I should have been a bit more aggressive and jump in range, or like maybe trail off my troops to the objectives, so at least some of them will be in range to shut off more of his squads. I should have destroyed the snipers in the first turn to avoid them killing off my Cryptek.
What a game. The White Scars are incredible. Now, whenever a new codex comes out, there's always an advantage because people don't know how to deal with them. And to be honest, as I said at the beginning, Eve was at a huge disadvantage. I know her list inside and out. I know how she plays inside and out. And although I didn't design this army to officially only beat her, I definitely had her army list in mind, plus a few other Knights of the Game Table members to make sure that this list would be versatile. I can safely say that moving forward, this will probably be my default 1,000-point list that I'll be traveling with going places instead of my Ultramarines. The White Scars are really powerful. Drop pods and grav almost annihilate anything. I was actually shocked that the destroyers survived that first round of firepower, and sadly, because of the way she removed her models, my melter guns couldn't capitalize on that damage. But I was all over the board everywhere. I don't think there was any point in the game where I was actually concerned that I might lose. She still kept her victory points up, and throughout most of the game, we were within 2 to 3 victory points of each other, but still, the White Scars dominated. They move fast, they're great in close combat, they can leave close combat and get back in, they do a ton of damage. This is really a brutal army, and actually it was a real joy to play. So Eve's an incredible player, she's really good, and I know she's gonna go away and rethink and start working out ways to beat the White Scars, but for now, I'm really happy with these guys.
What a game. Despite heavy losses right off the bat, Eve managed to keep it tied up until the very last turn of the game, but Adam ultimately achieved victory. Hopefully the Tomb World will have more soldiers for Eve so she can take down the White Scars. If you want to learn some free tactics, painting tutorials, and more, check out our free guide in the description below. And if you want to see who's playing next week, check this out.
Next week on Knights at the Game Table, Astra Militarum versus Ultramarines.